which steroids are best for hair loss, you're very limited. So in terms of what you can take would be testosterone and a low dose of Anavar. That's pretty much the only compounds you can take while using a DHT blocker and something like a topical anti-androgen agent, like, I don't know, minoxidil or something like that, that you can apply to your scalp twice a day, and that will work. All right, now the problem when you start introducing things like nandrolone decanate, so if you were to run, for example, Testin Deca, and you're taking a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor, so you're stopping and preventing that conversion from testosterone to DHT, but you're also preventing the conversion of nandrolone. So nandrolone also 5-alpha reduces to DHN, so dihydronandrolone. So when you're taking a DHT blocker, you're stopping that conversion. All right, now nandrolone in itself is fucking terrible for the hair. Nandrolone on its own. Okay, so when you use 5-AR inhibitor, you're preventing it from going to DHN, which is ultimately very great for the hair. It has very little impact on hair loss, but you're taking that 5-AR, it's going to stop that conversion. So you can't even run Testin Deca, because if you don't take the 5-AR, yes, the Deca will convert to DHN, but the testosterone now is going to convert to DHT also. So you're going to have that DHT in there. So you're gonna have a receding hairline anyway. So the thing I'm getting at here is these preventative medications like finasteride, you know, they only work for testosterone. You're not going to be able to take tren. You're not going to be able to take other compounds. Now, even blocking DHT, I've said you guys can go look into all the negative, I guess, side effects. You got to weigh things out. So, you know, if you're taking gear and the hair loss is impacting you so much, you're depressed, you're fucking anxious, you're stressed out, you know, it might be worth it only taking testosterone with Anavar and using a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor. That might be something that is worth it. But there are the downsides to it, and even with zero DHT in the body, testosterone still has androgenic properties. It will still aid in hair loss, just at a much slower pace. So when we're talking about DHT derivatives, you want to stay the fuck away from them. Winstrol, fucking literally every oral, Halo test, Dianabol, stay the fuck away from them if you're concerned about hair loss. At the end of the day, taking a DHT blocker, even safeguarding with a cycle like 750 test, 25 Anavar, you're still going to end up with slight hair loss if it's in your family. For example, myself, I am balding about 20 years earlier than my dad did from using anabolic steroids. My older brother is 5 years above me in age. His hair is thinning a bit, not even fucking close. My little brother, year younger, he's ran a couple cycles of Anadrol and a bit of testosterone, nothing long term, and his hair is fine. So, you know, it is from the steroid use, okay? Now, could I have taken a DHT blocker or used minoxidil? Yeah, but I was using compounds that it wouldn't have fucking mattered anyway. There is a peptide that people, and you know, I'm against the SARMs and peptides. You guys probably know this, but I will mention this because it is out there, and you know, people might or will and have used this agent. So it's RU fucking, I'll post the fucking name of it here. I don't know these fucking alien drugs. RU fucking 2976 LG fucking 98. So anyway, it's not approved for human use. Okay, it's not passed into fucking human trials yet, so that's something to keep in mind. All right, but from what I read and from the research that this agent shows is you apply it to your scalp, and apparently it's supposed to safeguard your scalp against every fucking steroid there is. Okay, every anabolic. Apparently you take this RU fucking drug and it'll help with your hair loss. So, you know, is that something you could do? It might be something you guys might want to look into. Hey, that's up to you. Okay, when it comes to even something like melanotan, I know people have asked me if I'm using it. I just go in the tanning beds or spray tans. I've never used melanotan. You know, for me, it's like, if the shit worked, if it was healthy, wouldn't it be in human trials? Because we look at things like testosterone, you know, and at the end of the day, people will probably say, well, Trend's not approved for human use. You're using Trend, so I don't fucking know. Trend's been around for 15, 20 fucking years. We know what it does. I don't know what LG fucking 9876 is going to do to me. Okay, I'm not saying that it's not working. There were lots of good reviews. So check out this RU stuff, okay? That's ultimately all you guys can do. So for myself, I want to just share some experience here with you guys, so I don't want you guys wasting money. All right, so basically, there's different options you can have. So with where my hair loss is right now, it's right on the top, on the crown of my head, like this big. All right, so basically, I quoted it. They quoted me like $3,200 to get this done, basically. So, you know, that's not expensive whatsoever. It was cheaper than what my laser eye surgery cost. Now, keep in mind, I'm at the early stages, right? I'm still at the early stages. Now, there's hair loss or hair transplant, sorry, that can go up to fucking, I don't know, $8,000? Up to $8,000, something like that. And I fucking think a fly just flew in my nose. Up to $8,000, and basically that, you know, that is what it is. Okay, so there's a transplant. All right, you can shave your head bald. That's ultimately, and I again, I don't want to be like, shave your fucking head, because some people, it would bother them, right? Like for myself, you know, I would rather have what I had my haircut before. I used to get a fade, you know, but I just shave it for now until I get a transplant, which I'm gonna do when I stop abusing gear. Whenever I decide to stop and I'm just on testosterone replacement therapy, will I then get a transplant? Okay, could I get one now though? Yes. It's just not bothering me. I've wore a hat since fucking, I don't know, since I was in like grade 8. Since I was like 13 years old, I've always wore a hat. Unless, you know, unless I was in a place where they told me it had to be off, or wherever, I've always wore a hat. Okay, now, I find I don't look that bad with it bald, but it's ultimately up to the person. I just want to say and just tell people, like, look, man, if that's something you're concerned about, stick to a very mild cycle. Besides that, you're very limited, you guys, with what the fuck you can take, because that's all there is. Now, equipoise, they say, is a little bit lighter, but you're still gonna risk it. So when it comes